नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने इति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देशतारिणे। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Girdhari Radhe, Jaya Radha Girdhari Radhe, Jaya Radha Gopinath Radhe, Jaya Radha Gopinath Radhe, Jaya Radha Rasa Bihari Radhe, Jaya Radha Rasa Bihari Radhe, Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Radhe, Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Radhe, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra. Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra. Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhava Tumhe. Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhava Tumhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. बोलो श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन, यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन, यमुना तीर वनचारी, यमुना तीर वनचारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी यमुना तीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीम् उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. Welcome everyone in Bhagavad Gita class. So we are going to start today chapter 7. We are going to start chapter 7 today. Knowledge of the absolute truth. So we'll read sloka first and translation, then we'll start Mangalacharan. So 7.1 Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Saktamana Partha Yogam Yunjan Madashrayah Asansayam Samagram Mam Yatha Gyashasita Shrunu. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, now hear, O son of Pritha, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt. 7.2 Jnanam teham savijnanam idam vakshami asheshatah यज ज्ञात्वा नेह भुवोऽन्यच् ज्ञातव्यम् अवशिष्यते. I shall now declare unto you in full this knowledge, both phenomenal and numinous. So this this being known, nothing further shall remain for you to know. 7.3 Manushyanam sahesresu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tattvatah. Translation. So out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. 7.4 Bhumirapo nalo vayur kham mano buddhireva cha ahankara iti yam me bhinna prakritir ashtadha. Translation. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. All together, these 8 constitute my separated material energies. 7.5 Apareyam itastva anyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. Translation. So besides these, O mighty armed Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mine which comprises the living entities who are exploiting the resources of this material inferior nature. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yera Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamcha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Desatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So here in chapter 7, knowledge of the absolute truth. So we have completed chapter 6. Now we will start chapter 7. Before that, we'll revise chapter 7, chapter 6 that we have seen. So this is Mangala Charan. So chapter 6 talks about Dhyan Yoga. Okay, so in brief we will just revise what we have seen in chapter 6. So in conclusion, yoga linking with Supreme, is thus superior to asceticism. So, yoga is superior to asceticism, fruitive work, karma and empiricism. So, empiricism is jnana, fruitive work is karma and asceticism is tapasya. So, here Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna that, oh Arjuna, yoga is better than tapasya, better than fruitive work, better than karma yoga, better than jnana yoga. Okay. So, and of all paths of yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga and ashtanga yoga, hatha yoga, raj yoga, etc., bhakti yoga is the best. Okay. So, bhakti yoga is at the highest level, at top level. Out of these all yogas, jnana yoga, karma yoga, dhyan yoga, bhakti, hatha yoga, raj yoga, above all there is bhakti yoga. Arjuna then inquires about the fate of the yogi. Okay. Then, so in next in chapter 6, Krishna outlines the path of Dhyana Yoga. What is there in Dhyana Yoga? What are the different topics covered in Dhyana Yoga? Ashtanga Yoga, the eightfold path. Oh, eightfold path, that is asanas. There are different asanas. A mechanical meditative practice meant to control the mind and senses and focus one's concentration on Paramatma, super soul. Okay. So, somehow here in this yogi try to control his mind and focus on Supreme Lord Krishna, and that is the best yoga. If you are thinking or concentrating your mind on Lord Krishna, so that is the best yoga. One can advance in yoga through detached work, without desire, without desire of any sense gratification. So, I am going to perform this task for so and so benefit. Okay. So, that is the problem. Okay. So, when you are performing any activity, don't keep any desire. Let it happen and give your 100%, let it happen, and whatever result comes, it is the mercy of Lord. So, this can be achieved by controlling the mind. How you can control your mind? Focusing on Krishna, focusing on Lord Krishna. Why? Because Lord Krishna is supreme controller. He is the only absolute truth. He is the supreme personality of Godhead. Okay. So, such a yogi sees happiness and distress, heat and cold, honor and dishonor, pebbles, stones and gold as the same. When further advanced, he regards well-wishers, the envious, the pious and sinners equally. Okay. So, when such a yogi tries to control the mind and focus on Supreme Lord Krishna, he is away from all these dualities. Okay. Happiness, distress, heat and cold, these are the dualities. In spiritual world, there is no duality, only happiness is there. Everyone is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. 24 hours a day, 7 days in a week, throughout the 65 days. Everyone is chanting all time Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So, wherever one is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, there is no question of any kind of duality. So, when further advanced, he regards well-wishers, the envious, the pious and sinners equally. Okay. So, such a yogi treats everyone equally, whether it is a human or animal or anyone else, any living entities. Let it be stone, let it be pebbles, let it be ornament, let it be mud, anything he treats equally. Why? Because everywhere Krishna is there. In each atom Krishna is there. In everyone's heart Krishna is residing. Okay. At that stage, the yogi, that is known as yoga root stage. You can give up Niskam Karma Yoga. Okay, then comes Krishna, then summarizes the methodology and ultimate goal of the Ashtanga Yoga system. So, what is the goal of Ashtanga Yoga system? Not even Ashtanga Yoga system. The goal of each yoga is Supreme Lord Krishna only. So, Krishna is the ultimate goal. Breathing exercises, sense and mind control, culminator in samadhi or consciousness fixed on the super soul. So, these are the different procedures. So, you try to control your mind. You do some breathing exercise, or you just sit straight in a posture and control your mind, close your eyes and start thinking about Krishna. Okay, at that stage the yoga root stage can give up Niskam Karma Yoga. Krishna then summarizes the methodology and ultimate goal of Ashtanga Yoga system. Sitting postures, breathing exercises, sense and mind control culminate in samadhi or consciousness fixed on the super soul. So, if you follow all these procedures, you will be easily concentrate on Krishna. You can remember Krishna, and if you remember Krishna, you are already in samadhi. Krishna is telling, if you can fix your mind unto me, you are already in samadhi. You are in bhakti yoga. You are above all devotional service. You are at the topmost level. If you are able to focus your mind unto me. If you can remember me, you are already in samadhi. A yoga yukta, one who has attained perfection of yoga, has a steady mind. The one who has attained yoga, he has a steady mind, fixed on Supreme. He is liberated, his mind is peaceful, and his passions are quieted. He experiences boundless transcendental happiness, and he is never shaken even in the midst of the greatest difficulties. So, if you fix yourself, your mind unto the lotus feet of Krishna, all the miseries vanishes. They go away. And where they go, we even don't know. Why? Because wherever Krishna is there, no demons are there, no doubt is there, nothing is there except happiness, goodness, and everyone will be chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So, such a grateful Hare Krishna Mahamantra is. Arjuna complains, however, that the system of Ashtanga Yoga is too difficult. Okay? So, you can think that Arjuna was there on this planet before 5,000 years ago, and he was saying to Lord Krishna that, "Oh Krishna, this yoga system is very, very difficult for me, nearly impossible for me." If he was saying before 5,000 years ago, so what to talk about us in today Kali Yuga? In Kali Yuga, controlling mind is very, very difficult. At one particular moment you are here, at another particular moment you will be in London somewhere. Okay, so mind is always flickering. It's very difficult to control. Okay, so why? Because mind is restless. Mind never takes rest. Whether you are walking, whether you are working, whether you are sleeping. In sleeping also mind is going somewhere. Whatever you have thought throughout the day, suppose you are thinking about a gold, and you are looking at mountain. So maybe possibility that in the dream you will get golden mountain. Okay, so these are all time waste. Okay, so thinking, if you think about Krishna. If you think about Krishna, if you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra throughout the day, maybe possibility that you get a glimpse of Krishna in your dream. So that will be the ultimate goal. If you are able to think about Krishna, if you are able to dream about Krishna, that is the dream of every devotee. that Krishna should come in my dream. Krishna is everyone. Krishna is everything for me. So devotees, they have sacrificed everything for Krishna. And Krishna is so merciful that he has also sacrificed everything for his devotees. Okay, so they are made for each other. We call it here made for each other. So Krishna is for devotee and devotee is for Krishna. Okay, so mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate and very strong. O Krishna, to subdue it, it seems me more difficult than controlling the wind. Can anyone control wind? It is impossible. Similarly, mind is flickering, no one can control it. Like a wind, no one can control, mind, no one can control it. So Krishna replies that controlling the mind is indeed difficult, but it is possible by constant practice and by detachment. If every day you perform devotional service, you engage your senses, you practice devotional service, you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day in the morning, 10 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever time you get, just sit for at one place straight and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare. Just go on round and round, whatever time you can give. What will happen? You are engaging your senses at the right place. So what will be the result? Result will be always good. If you are engaging your senses at right place, in right work, so the fruit will be also good. Arjuna then inquires about the fate of yogi. There are yogis. There may be possibility that I am performing devotional service today. Maybe because of some XYZ reason, I may not be able to perform. Okay, so Arjuna is inquiring what is the fate of such a yogi who are not able to complete the devotional service in this life. So Krishna is telling, oh Arjuna, there is no diminution in the devotional service. Wherever you left off, from the same point you will start in the next birth, or whenever you remember that I have to do devotional service. And if you perform devotional service, give your 100% in this life. In this life only it is possible to go home back to Godhead. So Srila Prabhupada has given us such a nice mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare. So Srila Prabhupada has said that chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and be happy, and always happy. So this material world will become a spiritual world for you. So although it seems that you are there living in material world, but the material world material miseries does not touch you. You are working, your every activity belongs to material world. But if you are taking Krishna's names, it will purify you. Like on the lotus flower, if you put drop of water, it will not harm the lotus flower, or it will not sustain for long time there. Okay, so lotus flower and water, they are two different things. They will never mix. Okay, so similarly, if you are living in this material world and if you are practicing in Krishna consciousness, material miseries will never touch you. Okay, so this is the summum and bonum of chapter 6. Then we will see what we are going to talk about in chapter 7. So Lord Krishna explained Bhagavad Gita 6.47, best of all yogi. Who is the best of all yogi? Bhakti yogi. The one who is practicing devotional service is best. So yogi is better than those who are doing karma, those who are doing jnana, those who are performing some ascetic works, austerity. So yogi is better than that. And in this chapter, Krishna is telling that in 6.47, Krishna has explained that of all these yogis, bhakti yogi is topmost. The one who is practicing devotional service is number one, is at number one. A yogi who always think of him in devotion. Krishna is telling Arjuna that, oh Arjuna, the devotee, a yogi who always think about me is a perfect yogi, is at topmost level. Concentrate on him in full faith. Faith means what? He has full faith in Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna. Material world, spiritual world, whatever, planet, universes, everything belongs to Krishna. Stone, pebbles, ornaments, living entities, everything belongs to Krishna. So he has full faith in me. A true devotee has always faith in Krishna. Everything manifests from Krishna. Krishna is the cause of all causes. कारणों का कारण. So Krishna is the origin. Krishna is the root. Like if you are watering the root, it will nourish the entire tree, branches, leaves, everything. But if you water on the branches, on the leaves, the water will not go to the root. And what will happen? It will be destroyed. Like you feed your stomach, and your entire body nourishes. Similarly, if you water the root, the entire tree will be nourished. Okay, so that is the 6.47. In chapter 6, then we will go to chapter 7, knowledge of the absolute truth. What is the ultimate truth? Krishna is the ultimate truth. Krishna is the supreme absolute truth. So Krishna is only true and other things are false. Begins with stress, process of hearing, the ways of acquiring knowledge by descending process as the only process. Okay, so in chapter 7 we are going to talk about knowledge of the absolute truth. Okay, so what is how you can get knowledge of Supreme Lord? By hearing. So hearing is the first process. So if you hear about Krishna, if you hear Krishna Katha, okay, so there are many videos available, there are many in ISKCON temples you can go and listen lecture, you can take part in service, you can contribute in prasadam. Okay, there are many services available, you can go and ask and you can start. Okay, so begins with stress, process of hearing. So hearing is the first process. Sravanam, Kirtanam. So you do Kirtan, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And you do, and you start hearing, listening the lectures. Many lectures available on YouTube. You can start hearing. So many, everything is there. Nowadays we have YouTube, you have Google, you can find out anything available on this planet. Everything at one place, without changing your place, without wasting much time, without going here and there, you can get everything. So begins with stress, process of hearing, the way of acquiring knowledge by descending process as the only process. So hearing is at top. If you hear, you will automatically start thinking, you will automatically start doing, you will automatically start performing devotional service. You will be in the devotional service. So in chapter 7 we have knowing Krishna by the process of hearing about him. How you can know about Krishna? Just hear about him. Praise the Lord Krishna. Hear about Krishna. Attend Krishna Katha. Talk about Krishna Leela. Discuss about Krishna avatars. What are the objective of each avatar? Knowing Krishna as the source of matter and spirit. So Krishna is the origin of spirit as well as matter. So matter also originates from Krishna. So Krishna has given you everything. Krishna has given you free will. Now it is up to you what you want to do. So this life is to attain Krishna consciousness. So this you have to understand. If you understand this, that this life is to attain Krishna consciousness, perform devotional service, to get the ultimate objective. Ultimate objective, ultimate goal is Supreme Lord Krishna. Going home back to Godhead is the ultimate goal. Golok Vrindavan Dham. Okay. Krishna controls the modes of material nature. So Krishna is the supreme controller. He controls everything. So this Prakriti consists of three modes of material nature. In this material world, we have got three modes of material nature. What is that? Goodness, passion and ignorance. Satogun, Rajogun and Tamogun. So whatever activity you perform, it belongs to these three modes of material nature. The impious never surrender and pious too. So those who are impious, they are living in ignorance. Their life is waste. They are just wasting time, going here and there, okay, watching Bollywood movies, going to club, going here and there. So they are wasting their time. So instead of wasting time, Lord Krishna is suggesting Arjuna, oh Arjuna, concentrate on me, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, talk about me, hear Krishna Lila, okay, attend Krishna Katha, talk about Krishna Avataras, okay. Surrendering to demigods and impersonalism. If you are surrendering to demigods, following the impersonalism, you are wasting your time. So Krishna is the origin of everything. So you can worship Krishna directly. If you are worshipping demigods, you are getting some fruity work, you are getting some fruity result, it is because of Krishna only. But you are getting the result indirectly. So Krishna gives it to demigod, demigod give it to you. Okay, so instead of worshipping indirectly, you can direct worship Krishna. So you can save some time. You may get success, liberation in this life only. So a Krishna Bhakt always asks for bhakti. And those who are in this material world, they ask for mukti. So Bhakt never asks for mukti. Bhakt only asks for bhakti. Okay, so bhakti is above mukti. So bewilderment of living entities and freedom by knowing Krishna. Okay, so this is the chapter 7 synopsis. So now what is there in different sections of chapter 7, we will discuss. There are 6 sections in chapter 7, section A, verse number 7.1 to 3. Knowing Krishna in full by hearing about him. How you can know about Krishna? Hearing about Krishna is the best way. Section B, 7.4 to 7.12. Knowing Krishna as the source of both the material and spiritual energies. Okay, so Krishna is the origin of everything. He is the Lord of demigods. He is the Lord of living entities. He is the Lord of everyone. Okay, 7.13 to 14, section C. The three modes are controlled by Krishna, therefore surrendered. We are trying to control the three modes, but Lord Krishna is the supreme controller of three modes also. So Lord Krishna controls everything. So Lord Krishna controls three modes of material nature also. So don't struggle with three modes of material nature. Worship Krishna. Krishna will take care of three modes of material nature. He will keep you away. He will keep you untouched by the three modes of material nature. The section D, 7.15 to 19. The impious lack knowledge and never surrender to Krishna. So those who are impious, they are in ignorance. They are not following the hearing process, which is given in section 1, 7.1 to 3. Section 1, 7.1 to 3 talks about hearing is the first and foremost task which you can perform, by which you can develop Krishna consciousness. You can start performing devotional service. So that is so important. Hearing is the most fruitive weapon. Okay. So impious never listen. Pious listen scriptures, Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Then 7.20 to 25, E section. Others who have no knowledge, those who surrender to demigods, those who are impersonalists. So those who surrender to demigods, they have no knowledge about Krishna. They must be having very much knowledge, very good degree, highest qualification, PhD, doctorate, engineer, MBBS, so many degrees are there. Okay, but if they don't know about Krishna, their knowledge is null and void. They are going to demigods for their own sense gratification, and they are asking for material things. Oh demigod, oh God, give me, oh Lord, give me money. So Lord is so merciful. Lord gives money. Lord gives lot of wealth. Okay, all these things are given by Lord very easily. So Lord can give everything easily except bhakti. If you want to do bhakti, Lord will not give it very easily. He will test you so many times. So many stages, so many steps you have to follow. You have to struggle hard to get bhakti. But once you qualify bhakti process, Krishna will himself incarnate as a spiritual guru for you. Will send you his representative, topmost representative to you. He will guide you how to go ahead. But you have to qualify. You have to start hearing Krishna Katha. Start discussing about Krishna Lila. Start associating with devotees. Give some time in temple. Serve spiritual master. Serve Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Automatically it will transform your life. Then 7.26 to 30 talks about the bewilderment of the living entity and his freedom through knowledge of Krishna. So living entities are bewildered in this material world, but if they start knowing about Krishna, all the miseries will go away. All the material miseries will go away. Okay? Such a effect of Krishna consciousness, such a effect of Krishna Katha. Then section A, verse number 7.1 to 7.3. So knowing Krishna in full by hearing about him. How you can know about Krishna? By hearing only you can know about Krishna. Krishna requests Arjuna to hear of both his material and spiritual energy. So Krishna has got two energies, spiritual as well as material. So these both energies, material energy and spiritual energy, bhautik shakti and adhyatmic shakti, both belong to Krishna only. Krishna is the originator of these two energies. So Lord Krishna is requesting Arjuna. Lord Krishna is requesting Arjuna. So Lord Krishna in the form of Narayan and Arjuna in the form of Nar. So Narayan is requesting to Nar, oh Arjuna, hear about my spiritual as well as material energy. You will understand everything. Who succeeds in truly knowing him is most rare. There are so many people following, but no one will get success. Thousands are men practicing devotional service. One gets success. Others bhakti is contaminated, get failure because of some XYZ reason. But there is no diminution. It will be saved for you. Whatever punya karma you have done, it is saved for you. And whenever you remember, whenever you recall, in this life or next life, you will start from the same point. Suppose your score is now 2. And whenever again you start bhakti, it will start from 3. Whatever 2 stages you have followed, it will be continued in the next life or in this life or whenever you continue again. So there is no loss or diminution in bhakti. In material life you get 99 times success, but if you are failed at 100 times, it is considered failure. People never consider that you have succeeded 99 times. They consider the one time failure. That is the great difference between material world and spiritual world. Okay, so that will come later in this chapter. Okay, so Krishna requests Arjuna to hear of both his material and spiritual energies and declares that the transcendentist who succeeds in truly knowing him, he is most rare. There are so many people listen Krishna Katha. There are so many students are sitting in a class, but there is one student who is most sincere and stands every time first. Number 1 in the class. Then there are students second in the class, third in the class. So how sincere about your task, that is required in Krishna consciousness if you want to succeed. Then text number 1, knowledge of the absolute truth, chapter number 7, 7.1. Sri Bhagavan uvacha maya saktamana partha yogam yunjan madasraya asansayam samagram mam yatha gyasasita shrunu tat shrunu. Hear, oh Arjuna, just hear. Hearing can purify your heart. So Lord Krishna explains how to know him by the process of hearing. In 7.1, Lord Krishna is explaining Arjuna how you can know me by hearing process. Okay, so you should start hearing process. You should start hearing Krishna Katha. You should start hearing Krishna Bhajan. Start attending lectures of spiritual guru. Go to temple, hear Katha. So by this process, through ear, Krishna will enter into your heart and he will purify your heart. In the form of doubt, there is demon sitting inside the heart. So once Krishna enters in the heart, wherever Krishna is there, so Krishna is Madhusudan. Krishna is Madhusudan. He is a Keshav, killer of Keshi demon. Okay, that's why he is known as Keshav. He is Madhusudan. Okay, so you should hear about Krishna. So hearing Krishna Katha is what we call there is a disease, there is a procure. Okay, so procurement, hearing Krishna Katha is a procurement. Okay, so Lord Krishna is absolute truth. Lord Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Okay, so Lord Krishna is why absolute truth? Why? There are 3 forms: Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagwan. So what is Brahman? Brahman is impersonal. Okay, Brahman is partial realization. Like if you look at the sun, so first you can see sunshine. So this sunshine is a form of Brahman. Sunshine is a form of partial realization of the sun. Then comes uh, Paramatma. Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagwan. So what is Paramatma? So Paramatma is more localized, focuses on localization. So Paramatma is one step ahead of Brahman. You can see the sun disk. If you are focusing to see, if you want to see sun, so first you can see sun sign. So that sun sign is Brahman. But after sun sign you can see sun disk. So that sun disk is Paramatma. So Paramatma is also a partial realization. Still you have not seen the sun, because I want to see sun. So first you can see sun sign, then you can see sun disk, and then you can see sun god. Okay, so Bhagwan is the ultimate personality. Who is the ultimate personality? Supreme Lord Krishna. So Krishna is Bhagwan. There are not two Bhagwan, there is only one Bhagwan, that is Krishna. Okay, so once you see Krishna, so that is the complete realization. By whatever means you have developed love for Krishna, but if you are able to see Krishna, that is the complete realization. If I want to see sun god, first I see sun sign, that is Brahman, then I can see sun disk, that is Paramatma, then I can see sun god, that is Bhagwan. So Bhagwan is the ultimate realization. Then living entity. Living entity has spirit soul. Everyone has a spirit soul. Without a spirit soul, you cannot survive in this material world. So by different yoga processes, you are capable of elevating self-realization. So spirit soul can practice different yoga asanas. Using these yoga asanas, they can realize Supreme Lord Krishna. So what are the different yoga process? Jnana yoga, Brahman; Ashtanga yoga, Paramatma; Bhakti yoga is Bhagwan. So Jnana yoga is equivalent to Brahman. Ashtanga yoga is equivalent to Paramatma. And Bhakti yoga is equivalent to Bhagwan. So in first canto, second chapter, 17 to verse number 17 to 21, tells about Bhakti yoga. It talks about 1.2.70 to 21 talks about Bhakti yoga. Srinavatam swakatha Krishna punya saravana kirtanah hriday antastho hi abhadrani vidhunoti suhirta satam nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naisthiki tada rajastamo bhava kama vlobha dayasya cheta etair anavidham sthitam sattve prasidati evam prasanna manaso bhagavat bhakti yogatah bhagavat tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate bhidyate hridaya granthis छिद्यन्ते सर्व संशयाः क्षीयन्ते चास कर्माणि त्रिष्ट एवात्मनीश्वरे. Okay, to hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures or to hear from him directly through Bhagavad Gita is itself righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best wishing friend and purifies the devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him. So in this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge as he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and from the devotees. he becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. By development of devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus material, lust, and avarice are diminished. When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes enlivened by devotional service, and understands the science of God perfectly. Thus, Bhakti Yoga severs the hard knot of material affection and enables one to come at once to the stage of asansayam samagram, understanding of the supreme absolute truth, personality of Godhead. Bhagavatam 1.2, 17 to 21. So, Bhakti Yoga talks about hearing about Krishna. If you hear about Krishna, Bhakti is developed. Concentrating, focusing mind on Krishna. Engage in 9 processes of devotional service. So I am not saying follow all 9 processes. At least follow one process. You will attain Krishna consciousness, which begins with hearing from Krishna, Lord Krishna or his devotees. Hear about Krishna either directly from Krishna or from a parampara system. So by constant hearing, Lord Paramatma purifies heart. So if you hear about Krishna, Krishna enters through your ear into your heart. So whoever sitting in the heart, demon, will be killed by Krishna. Wherever demon is there, Krishna is not there. Wherever Krishna is there, demon is not there. Okay? So, devotee develops transcendental knowledge by hearing, becomes fixed in devotional service, freed from modes of passion and ignorance and lust and greed. Lag. Lust, anger and greed. These are 3 enemies. Lust, anger and greed. Lag. These are the 3 enemies. Very powerful enemies. So, only Krishna consciousness can kill these 3 enemies, lust, anger and greed. And wherever Krishna is there, you are free from 3 modes of material nature. Impurities are wiped, situated in pure goodness. So if you perform devotional service, impurities are automatically wiped out, and goodness increases in your heart, becomes enlivened in devotional service. Understand science of Krishna perfectly, has complete knowledge about absolute truth. How to develop attachment for Lord Krishna? By the process of hearing. So the process of hearing is the only way to attain Krishna consciousness, or is the best way to attain Krishna consciousness. Okay, so Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Saktamana Partha Yogam Yunjan Madashraya Asansayam Samagram Mam Yatha Gyasasita Shrunu. Hear about Krishna, gain knowledge. Samagram Mam, gain knowledge, change in consciousness. Asansayam, become free from doubt. Madashraya, wants to take shelter. Yogam Yunjan, practicing yoga process, Bhakti Yoga. Mind attached to Krishna, Maya Sakta Manah. Tachrunu, hear about Lord Krishna. What are the 9 processes of devotional service? Shravanam, hearing. Who is the example of best example of hearing? Maharaj Parikshit was listening from Sukadeva Goswami. Kirtanam Vishnoho. Sukadeva Goswami is telling about Krishna, Krishna Katha. So Sukadeva Goswami is example of Kirtanam. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnoho. So chanting or glorifying Krishna. Smaranam. An example of Smaranam, remembering Krishna, Prahlad Maharaj. There are so many difficulties, challenging difficulties in front of Prahlad Maharaj. Hiranyakashipu was his own father. Have you heard about that? Any father is trying to kill his own son. Very difficult situation. But Hiranyakashipu was a demon. He was killing, he attempted many times to kill Prahlad Maharaj. But Prahlad Maharaj was having one weapon. What was that weapon? Remembering Krishna. So if you remember Krishna, Krishna is there. Draupadi Maharani was remembering Krishna, and Krishna came there and saved Draupadi. Okay, Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Prahlad Maharaj. Then Pada Sevanam, Lakshmi Devi always massages the feet of Lord, lotus feet of Lord, serving Lords. Okay, then Archanam, deity worship, Maharaj Prithu. Then praying, Akrur Maharaj, Vandanam. Then Dasyam, Hanumanji, becoming servant of Lord Ram. Sakhyam, friendship. Arjuna was a good friend of Lord Krishna. Atma Nivedanam, surrendering himself, complete surrender, Maharaj Bali. So these are the 9 processes of devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dashyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. So we will stop over here today. Next time we will see text 2, verse number 2. So any question you can ask. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Bol. So no question, we will stop. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavabhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna.